Chapter 13. Sam felt hidden in a bubble of light. The cool night air evaporated, replaced by the warm bubble undulating around her like water. Had she fallen in the lake? Crossed her mind. But the waves were crystal clear, like the ocean, with pretty caps of white foam splashing gently around her. One of the waves parted, and the face of her would-be attacker snapped Sam back to the moment. Fear rose again in her throat, and she wildly looked around for Aubrey, but couldn't see beyond the bubble pressing in on her. Calm washed over her again as she looked up to see her bubble had arms, a head. Everything moved in slow motion like one of those badly dubbed karate movies. The head wore some type of helmet, like ancient battle gear. Sam had seen helmets like that in her world history textbook. The metal covered the forehead, down the bridge of the nose. The rest of the metal covered the head and ears, down the base of the skull. It had also what Sam could only describe as feathers, winged from each side of the temple, giving the 40-foot figure above her the appearance of that messenger god from Greek mythology. The rest of the warrior was cloaked in armor, bright white against the ocean of blue. Sam could see the detail of the breastplate, beautifully, intricately carved like a Roman statue. A cloak of white, or was it blue, or was it both, billowed behind the warrior, blown by an unseen wind. Now Sam saw the swords in each hand twirling in the night, slashing through the darkness. Were they swords? Were they rainbows? Sam couldn't tell. They flew faster and faster like hummingbird wings. The colors swirled and turned. Sam was mesmerized into the cool ground, sinking until her cheek felt the soft earth's caresses. As her head came to rest on the earth, she saw Aubrey lying a few feet away. Fear gripped her throat again. Was that blood she saw caked in the pretty blonde hair? Screams of terror rose all around her. Was she screaming? She couldn't tell. El Diablo! El Diablo! Echoed in the damp air. The light of the bubble lifted, and Sam could see Aubrey clearly. Sam's fight or flight sense slammed into her like a brick thrown through a glass window, and she jumped to her feet and was beside Aubrey in seconds. Afraid to roll her on her back, Sam put her face beside Aubrey's and felt a soft puff of air coming from her nose. She was alive. Sam jumped to her feet, fists in the air, prepared to fight. She took in her surroundings, but nothing was there. No attackers, no 40-foot water warrior, only Aubrey's still body lying limp on the cold, hard ground. As panic caught her breath again, she turned wildly, jumping back to front, hovering over Aubrey like a mother bird struggling to return a fallen baby to its nest. What was she doing? Suddenly, a familiar face stood only a few feet away. Sam stopped her frenetic dance, dropped her fists, and registered in her panicked, frayed mind the woman standing before her. Ellen! With relief, she ran into her friend's arms, and the crushing hug calmed her. As she started to cry hysterically, Ellen pulled away, her arms lightly resting on Sam's shoulders. You have to help Aubrey, Sam. Ellen pulled away, her arms lightly resting on Sam's shoulders. "You have to help Aubrey, Sam." Her voice was just as Sam remembered. Ellen always made Sam feel better. "Pick her up and carry her back to the car. Help is on the way, Sam." Sam started to cry. "I can't pick her up. She says she only weighs 110 pounds, but she's 125 if she's an ounce." As if reading her mind, Ellen reassured her. "Come on, I'll help you." Sam bent toward Aubrey's still body and picked her up with ease. She felt as light as a feather. Maybe she was a baby bird, Sam thought stupidly. Sam carried Aubrey down what would someday be the driveway to this secluded mansion, and back down the hill 40 yards to the little maroon and white Mini Cooper stranded in the ditch. When she placed Aubrey on the ground next to the car, Sam wasn't even breathing heavily. Ellen was beside her, smiling that beautiful smile. Sam hadn't seen that smile in so long. It wasn't a perfect smile. Her front teeth were a little too big and slightly overlapped, but only an American orthodontist would not approve of its warmth and joy. Her black hair still looked like silk, and Sam wanted to run her fingers through it just as she had when she was little and couldn't find her blankie. There Ellen stood after so many years, just as she had always been there for Sam when Sam needed her. "Thank you, Ellen," was all Sam could think to say. Her voice was a whisper as hot tears rolled freely down her face. "Help is on the way. You were very brave. Don't you know I'm always here? All you have to do is call me." Ellen's hands gently swept away the wetness from Sam's face. Her ocean blue dress seemed to have white caps in the night wind. Ellen took a step back and gave Sam one last smile. Sam saw the red of the police lights break through the dark. The sound of the sirens reached out through the night, and Sam closed her eyes with relief. When she opened them to thank Ellen, Ellen was gone. Only darkness shone from the forest around her, strode by flashes of red and blue. Aubrey began to moan.